Disorganization, how much has this been eaten into our lives? How much is this causing disorder and chaos on all levels, spirituality, but mainly today, 5 things that can just really get you. I want to talk about identifying the stressful things and what they are. Give focus on the big ones first. How to start stacking functions wherever you can. Acknowledge that there's a bank account of stressfulness, yuckiness. You got to decide to stay organized. Once you do, you got to be regimented. Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babishoff, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're wondering what the show's about, it is dedicated to improving quality of life for people and planet, exploring alternatives to the daily grind through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life. Rah. It's a little early, so I'm kind of trying to stay quiet and not wake everybody up. But yeah, you guys, I'm excited about this one today. I've actually found a problem, and I want to turn it into a solution, and it is the mice. I took off for another mini vacation about a week and a half ago to the beach for about 3-4 days. Came home and I had mice and rats that ate my special needs daughter's diapers and my food, my organic peaches, you bastards. I normally don't like to do this. I like to live in harmony with nature, but we're not in harmony and we're not organized well. And there's an influx of mice and there's no room for coyotes and other critters to keep them at bay. So it's in my opinion that we need to step up and take care of this issue ourselves. So that's the point today is disorganization, how it's messing up our lives and what we can do about it, and 5 ways to conquer. Before I get into that though, I want to ask you guys to subscribe, give me a like button or a dislike, whatever. It's very nice to know that you guys are out there, and that's all I'm asking, man. If you do like this show, consider subscribing, hitting a like button, or even sharing it on your wherever you go. So if you do that, thank you. And those of you who already have, thank you as well. Well, thank you very much. So let's get on with it. We need to, number 1, I have a list of 5 things here, and we need to identify, I think, is the very first thing is what's going on. And let me give you an example for me is these rats came in and these mice, as I said earlier, and they started eating up my daughter's diapers and things. And I had these diapers out of bags and just kind of folded, and then they got messed up and everything. So they're kind of all over the place. I got 2 different types and they ended up getting mixed up, and I never took the time to fix them. And if you want to hear about some stressfulness, when you got an 11-year-old, 120-pound, I think she is, baby with a poopy diaper, and you're cleaning her up and you're holding her leg and you're looking for a diaper and you can't find it, you're shuffling through 5 different diapers until you find the right one, you get a little annoyed. You need to have organization in your life. They also got into my dog's food and things of that nature, and what I ended up doing is I've been procrastinating, so I ended up putting everything single servings in Tupperwares, right? And I also have a senior citizen dog that takes medications but also supplements. She needs fish oil. So what I did is I went down to Devil Mart, Walmart, and I went and bought myself some containers. I got 7 for the whole week. I can meal plan for her. I dumped that all in there and I put a pill on top this time. Now in the morning when I wake up, I grab the container, I dump all of the dry food inside of her dish, and then I've got a little screw that's right behind her dish where I use that to puncture the hole inside the 1,000 milligrams of fish oil, and then I sprinkle it on her food, and it's a done deal. It's just finding the organization and identifying all the stressful things. What you need to look around you, and the importance of this is that there's a lot of them. And there's sometimes little ones. And I think that's where when we get pissed off, where you're trying to find a damn hammer or just anything, your glasses, your car keys, it's nobody's fault but our own fault, and we need to get into a habit of making our lives easier. So identify and write these things down. Look around you. Instead of getting pissed off, sit down and start making a list, okay? And at least we'd identified them now. So let's move on to let's give focus on. Let's give focus. In my opinion, you don't have to follow this, but in my opinion, there's big ones, right? Like the diaper one I shared. That's something you want to get. You want to identify with, and you want to fix the problem real quick. It's those big ones that really get you. What we want to do is we want to identify everything and make a list of things that we want to change in our lives, like clutter and how to organize and all that. But we also want to identify what the big ones are, so that when we are in the hustle, which I am, if those of you who follow me, my mini retirement's pretty much over. I'm going to work. I own my own roofing business. I'm starting a new garden burlap business, which I'm totally excited. I got these podcasts and YouTube videos that I'm doing and Instagram every day. So there's no room for anything. I need to have a plan and a way to just streamline my life and be able to go instead of having like snags, like going through a hallway with nails and screws hanging on the wall that snag your skin and your clothes and your pants, and stuff to trip over. Got to start eliminating those things, because that's the shit that's going to drag you down, man. So identify the big ones and deal with those first, so that you can just save some of your damn sanity and not go crazy. Just have to blow out some steam, man. Blow it out too. And extra on there is, I believe people who actually blow some steam every once in a while, who don't just sit there and pretend everything's good, those are good people. Those are the people you can trust. The ones you can't trust are the ones that are just quiet. Those are the time bomb ones, man. So give yourself a break, but get yourself these big ones, knock a couple out, and then that'll also give you you'll start seeing the quality of life, how things are changing for you and how easy they are. I mean, it's addictive, guys. Because of the mice, turning this problem into a solution, I built a cabinet also with these magnets on it, with a door that closes to keep the mice out. And it looks nice. It snaps shut. I reorganized everything, and it just makes you psychologically, I think spiritually, physically, everything feels a lot better when things are organized. So let's move on to number 3. Start stacking functions wherever you can. I gave you guys the example with the dog food. How stacking functions, for those of you who don't know, is when you take one thing and you make it do many things. So I can give you guys a stacking functions thing. This is actually in a meal prep. So what I do I'm trying to lose weight because I've got this big old enormous, I look like a pear, man. Everything's fine. This is like good. We getting strange. This is weird, very weird. This is, whoa, what the hell happened? I got to get rid of the spare tire. So what I do is I actually drink smoothies, plant-based proteins. I do intermittent fasting for anybody who follows me. I usually eat dinner. I stop eating at 6 p.m. I don't eat until about 11 to noon the next day. And what I eat is these chocolate smoothies. And I throw in some extra stuff like this maca powder, which is like got a really fermenty flavor, man. It's supposed to be a superfood. Don't go lightly on it, lightly. But what I do to stack functions is I have my Vitamix and I have to blend up and make a big old mess, right? So what I've learned is that by stacking functions is I have these little popsicle molds, right? So I'll pour some of this stuff inside some popsicle molds and put those in the freezer for my little one. When she wants a snack and it's hot, she can also get it herself. It's healthy for her. Instead of giving her ice cream or sugar, something like that. So you see, I made my breakfast, and by the way, I'll make I've just wisened up and changed that before. If you guys listen to my older podcasts, I talked about doing this stacking functions and batching things. But what I've learned is I actually will make like 7 of these smoothies, and I'll freeze half of them and take the other and put it inside my solar fridge that's inside my vehicle, so that when I'm at work, I can just grab and go. But yeah, we got these popsicles now. I just washed the container, the Vitamix, one time, and now I have popsicles set for the whole week. I have all my lunches set for the same week. So you see how it saves time and it's organized. And by the way, get away from plastics. I hate plastics. You guys will learn that on my show. I get a quart mason jar with a BPA plastic lid. Yes, but we're trying to eliminate. We're trying to do as much as possible. But the glass makes the flavor a lot better. It doesn't impart that weird plasticiness, and especially when it's sitting for a long time. And it's just good for the planet and good for you. So moving on to number 4, we want to acknowledge that there's like a bank account of stress. So why would one go through all this trouble today that we're talking about to organize your life? And what I want you guys to think about here is it's all sometimes the little things, like the mice. I have an empire here of food and things that I'm doing, and right through the little cracks, the little guys are coming in like Frodo, like the little hobbits coming in through any little nook and cranny and eating all the little cheeses and things that I've been leaving, and hopefully not my water lines and my electrical lines in the wall. I hear them in the wall, you guys. Oh my God. And then the next step smaller than that is ants. And I finally wisened up of how to not get rid of them, but deter them. And I haven't had that problem. But last year, they'd be crawling on my face at nighttime while I'm sleeping. I live in an RV park, and I've heard people screaming in the middle of the night, running out, "I can't take these ants anymore." They're just going nuts. It's actually funny, but it's disturbing at the same time. But yeah, these little things that get you. And in your stress, as far as being disorganized, it's like I couldn't find my keys, So a scenario like that in the morning, and you're looking around. If any of you guys ever experienced it, and especially when you're late and you got an appointment, you've got your bag, you got your computer, you got your game face on, you even checked your shorts to make sure you didn't shit yourself, and you're like, I'm good and clean, I'm ready to go. Damn, I can't find my keys. and then you're late and you're just panicking. And that's like a big one, I think, right there. A little tiny thing like a key that can stop your day, but it's also little things, but like misplacing things or knocking over a jar of water or something like that, and then stubbing your toe on a nail that's sticking out of the floor or something, like all these little ones. And you can kind of handle it, little ones. It'll just, but it's a bank account. And I think that we need to acknowledge this. So some people are probably just going, it's not that big of a deal, Adrian, but follow me here. You get all those little ones. You stubbed your toe, the door handle's loose on the bathroom, the door, and you're like, oh my God, I got to fix that thing. God, it's going to fall apart, And then you get in your car and you're just maintaining, and then a person cuts you off, and then you're just like, okay. And then, there's an accident and you get to work late and you're like, damn, I'm late again. And then these things start to build. So it's not one particular thing, I think, that mounts up to when you explode and you're totally pissed off. It's all those little things that just started to eat at you through the day, the hours, the weeks, the months. And it just starts going until one day you blow up. Like I said, those quiet people who just, they'll grab a flamethrower and start lighting the whole city on fire. You're like, I can't take it. So by eliminating a lot of these, I think that we can, you can't do anything about people cutting you off and assholes in the world, but at least you can design your home and start working on things to make your life streamlined. And as I said, because of the rats and mice and the ants, it's forced me to go and do some more things for myself, and it really is gratifying, and that's why I'm really excited to share this for you guys today. But let's move on to number 5, because we're going past some time here. Number 5 is, once you get all this, once you acknowledge, you identify the stressful things that are in your life, and then you give focus on the ones and on everything and start getting rid of them, and then you start stacking functions and designing your life, and then you acknowledge that all these little ones are problems, and you got that all down. Now you got to decide to be an organized individual and stay organized. That is the biggest problem. My life, and I'm doing it now, I still have a lot of organization to do. I'll get sick of it and I'll decide I'm going to clean myself up and I'm going to get organized. And I've been working on these burlap sacks in my new business, as I've told you, and I had a pair of tin snips and scissors and I left them on my bumper by accident. And then I go over and my tools are basically spread everywhere. And this is the analogy that I want to give you guys. I also had a house one time on 5 acres that I was renting a few years ago, and I had a garden, right? So you'd have to walk all the way to the shed to grab one thing and all the way back. And then I'd get tired and then I'd leave stuff in the garden. I'd say, I'll get it tomorrow, right? When you got to walk that distance and you're at your house now and you don't have that tool, it just creates irritability. So what I wisened up is get your tools, and whatever you're doing, whether it doesn't have to be tools, whatever objects and things you're using, put them back. Go through the motions in that moment and put them back, because procrastinating, saying I'm going to do it tomorrow, it just goes into the next day, the next day, and the next day. And then we're right back, as soon as we know it, into this disorganized mess. So decide to be organized and stay organized. You guys, it will help your life out in more ways. I don't have enough time to go into spirituality and health and things like that, other than I'm in such the hustle right now that I'm not doing my breathing exercises, my meditations, the salt in the morning under my tongue, all these things, because I'm getting so busy. And it's crazy how we just get sucked into the vortex and put emphasis on things that we deem important and then wonder why life sucks or why we're getting dissatisfied and irritable. So we need to organize many things, and maybe I should do another podcast. I don't know. As I said in the beginning, guys, I'd like to, you guys tell me what you want to hear. Let me know how I'm doing. And if you guys like this sort of thing, I'm going to give a bonus round 6 on the private Facebook group. Ask to join. I approve everybody right off the bat. Everything's up and in it. I do it private because if anybody's being a butthead, an asshole in our community, I'm trying to form a community of people with like-mindedness. And if we want somebody out, we have the power to get rid of them so that we can all do the thing and live peacefully in this kind of forum thing. So, yeah, Instagram, where I post every single day about what my life looks like, what an alternative lifestyle design is, some entertainment and some quotes and other things that you won't find anywhere else. Of course, there's a YouTube channel where I also post stuff that you don't find anywhere else, and the podcast. So you guys, please hit the like button or dislike. Like it only if you like it, though. I don't need I don't want artificial stuff, but all your support is definitely appreciated, and I'd love to hear from you guys. And as I always say, don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up, live it, love it, own it, bone it.